Well, I am here right now with the man of the hour, Panthers GM Dan Morgan. Congratulations on your first draft. That's where I'd love to start. How do you sum up the experience?
You know what? It was a ton of fun. It was less nerve-wracking than I thought it was going to be. You know, just to be in there with the Teppers, being there with all the scouts in there, it was just a good time. You know, we felt prepared. The board was set up nicely for us, I think, during the draft, and I think they kind of came off like we thought they would. So, really good first experience.
And we're going to get into the specifics in just a second. But I was watching you make these calls, and I was just wondering, as a former player, and I can see you smiling, as a former player, what's it like to make the call that you know is going to change a young man's life?
It's pretty cool. You know, calling these guys, like, you know what they're feeling like on the other end. I felt the same way. It's a nervousness. You're not even sure, like, what team it is, and, like, did I hear that name right? Like, is that the Carolina Panthers calling? But it's a really exciting time for these guys, and I'm glad, obviously, that I could be the one to tell them, hey, you ready to be a Panther? And, you know, you can feel the excitement on their end. You can feel the excitement on our end. It's just a really good experience just overall.
Let's start with the first call that you made, Xavier Legette. You trade up to 32, secure that fifth-year option. How important was it to get him?
I think it was really important. You know, Xavier was a guy that we targeted the whole time. We spent a lot of time with him throughout the process. He was here on a 30 visit. We talked to him at the combine, went down to his pro day. He had a bunch of people down at his pro day, so we got to talk to him down there. So we spent a lot of time, got to see him, you know, perform a bunch, and he just killed it. The whole spring was just really good for him. And just to be around him, like, you can feel the energy, you can feel the love for the game, and that's kind of why we fell in love with him.
I want to ask you also about Jonathan Brooks. I tell you what, I was watching his highlights the other day, and I was like, oh my goodness. So what kind of impact can he have for this offense once he's healthy?
Yeah, so obviously he's coming off a torn ACL that he tore it in November, but he's progressing really well. I think he should be ready right around training camp, and then, you know, hopefully early in the season we can get him going. But we're really excited about him. You know, he was a guy that was projected to go a lot higher than where he was. So to be able to get him where we got him, we were really excited about that. He just brings that smooth, really smooth running style, kind of weaving style. He's got really good vision, really good patience. He can run. He can break tackles with his contact balance. So we're just super excited to have him.
You have made some huge changes and improvements to this offense, free agency and the draft. How confident are you feeling about the pieces you put in place around Bryce Young?
Yeah, I think you always feel confident. You know, hopefully you feel confident in your evaluations as you go through this. But, you know, I think we did a good job, you know, me and my staff, of, you know, surrounding Bryce with some more weapons, getting him some protection up front with our, you know, free agent guards that we signed. So right now, you know, I think everybody in the league feels good about their roster.
Yeah.
Now it's about putting the work in. All of us still putting the work in. The coaches developing these guys and putting them in the right position to succeed.
And then on the other side of the ball, you know, we have talked in the past about the big moves you've made on free agency. You've also got Derek Brown locked up. How did the guys you drafted slot into this defense?
Yeah, you know, the guys that obviously we drafted, to get Derek done, first of all, it was huge for us. The way he plays every day, the way that he, you know, presents himself out on the field, he runs to the ball like it's game day every single day. So to get him locked up, that was huge. On the defensive side, you know, just adding some pieces there. I wish we could have added a little more in the draft, but, you know, the guys that we got, you know, I think we're happy with them, and I think they'll be able to contribute year one, you know, if not definitely year two. So we're excited about that.
And as we know, a GM and a front office's work is never done. So hopefully you got a little bit of rest, but now where do you focus your attention going forward?
Yeah, so I think the pretty cool thing, you know, about us right now, we don't want this to be every year, but we're first on the waiver wire transaction. So anybody that gets cut, we're going to have first dibs to be able to claim them. So, I think we'll be aggressive there. I think if the right opportunity presented itself, the right player presented themselves, that we'd have the opportunity to claim them and get them on our roster. And then, I think it's just always about, looking every single day at the waiver wire, who gets cut. Once the season starts, same thing. Guys are going to get cut. So we're going to be continuously looking to improve the roster in whatever avenue we can.
Dan, thank you so much for making the time to come in here and talk to us, and congratulations on a great first draft.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.